Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. So, this is the November 2024 monthly astro forecast for the sign of Scorpio. Now, this video is definitely for Scorpio rising. However, if you are a Scorpio sun, feel free to watch the video as well. And as always, if you're cross watching for that special Scorpio in your life, then you've definitely come to the right place. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so let's talk November. But before we get into all of the juicy details, happy solar return to all of my November Scorpios. I hope that this season is everything that you truly desire. I wish you a new year and a new revolution around the sun that is filled with happiness, great health, wealth, joy, abundance, and continued blessings. All right, so during this portion, I like to talk about the general overview of the month, right, in terms of the energy. But if you're new around here and this is your first time interacting with my content, this channel is everything astrology, spirituality, and manifestation. So every Monday night, I go live for the weekly astro forecast. I do a live monthly astro forecast once a month. And as a member of the channel, you will get sign specific videos, just like this one, right? So you can watch for your sun, your moon, your rising. Every month, you'll know exactly what's going on for your particular sign. So if you're interested, you will want to click the link in the description box below. Or if you are watching on desktop, you can just hit the join button. Otherwise, hit the like button if you like this kind of content, subscribe if you haven't already, and set notification bells so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, so in terms of November and the general energy for the month, you have an emphasis on your first and second houses. And that makes complete sense because November is all about you. During the month of November, the sun begins in the sign of Scorpio and then moves into the sign of Sagittarius. And so this puts an emphasis on your first house of self when the sun is in Scorpio and your second house of money and material possessions when the sun is in Sagittarius. So during Scorpio season, like I said, it is all about you. There's a focus on your appearance, your opinions, the way that you express yourself, how people see you, right? Whenever we have the sun going through our first house or when the sun returns to our sun sign, right? It's sort of like a new year. It's a new revolution around the zodiacal wheel. And so you're starting a new cycle, right? If it is your solar return, you're obviously a year older. You probably have new goals, you have new ambitions, you have different things that you would like to achieve or strive for over the next year, right? Now, what I love about Scorpio energy is that it's super transformative, right? And so this month, specifically when the sun is in Scorpio, it gives you the opportunity to reinvent yourself, to sort of let go of what no longer serves you, to get rid of what's not working, sort of to shed skin like a snake and reemerge anew. And so that's how we begin the month. And then thereafter, when the sun moves into the sign of Sagittarius, this is lighting up your second house of money and material possessions. So at that point in time, financial matters, how you make money, income streams, your assets, your self-worth, self-esteem, and your values are going to be highlighted. And with Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter and it being a sign that's really over the top and, living out loud and larger than life, it really sort of urges you to take a bigger picture view of your finances and the things that you own and the things that you possess, right? Sagittarius has a way of sort of looking into the future, right? And so this could be financial planning for the future, sort of your long-term goals, your lofty goals. It could also just be the general concept and notion of possessing things and having things, right? All of that stuff is really up for grabs during the month of November, specifically when the sun is in Sagittarius. So to bring it all together. The first half of the month is all about you. This is the time to be reborn. This is the time for you to set new goals. It's the time for you to transform and reinvent yourself. And then when the sun moves into Sagittarius, money matters are going to be a thing and are going to be emphasized. And maybe at this time, it's going to be the time for you to sort of reassess your values, reassess how you feel about yourself, what you believe about yourself in terms of your self-worth. All right, so that's the general energy for the month of November. Now let's get a little more specific and talk about the astrology for the month. All right, so in terms of the astrology, first we begin with the new moon of the month, which is going down in your sign of Scorpio. And again, this is your first house. So new moons are all about setting new seeds, planting new seeds, and setting new intentions. Again, this goes back to what I was saying before about reinventing yourself. And so that's what you're going to be doing at this new moon. All right. And so if you want to know more about everything transpiring with this new moon, I will leave a link in the description box below for my new moon in Scorpio video. Either way, if you've got personal goals, if you've got body goals that you want to set out on, you're going to plant those seeds at that new moon on the 1st. Thereafter, you have Mercury moving into Sagittarius, which is your second house of money and material possessions. So this transit really, if I had to sum it up in a phrase, it would be you've got money on your mind. So this is great for financial planning, especially if you are thinking big picture. So let's say, and when I say big picture, I mean sort of using your imagination and being a little fantastical, right? It's not just about, okay, in a year, I want to save $20,000. This is more like, okay, I want to be a billionaire. Okay, I want to own 2 businesses, right? Like dream big, think big plans, right? This may require you to stretch your mind a little bit when it comes to money matters and financial goals. But either way, when Mercury enters Sagittarius, and it's going to be in Sagittarius for a little bit, and I'll explain why a little later, but you're going to have some time to really plan for the future, big picture style. All right. Thereafter, we have Mars moving into Leo, and this is your 10th house of career and public life. Mars in Leo is all about confidence. It's all about main character energy, and it's all about really going after the things that are in your heart, the things that you truly desire, and kind of being unapologetic about it. And so with Mars and Leo going down in your 10th house, this has everything to do with your career. So if there's a promotion that you want, if there's a lateral move that you want to make, if you want to start your own business, Mars and Leo is going to give you the gumption. It's also going to give you the kick in the ass you need to get some shit started. All right. So definitely use it for that purpose. Thereafter, we have Venus moving into Capricorn, and this is your 3rd house of ideas and communication. This transit bodes well for giving stability and structure to Venusian-like things, which are relationships and money. So if you're trying to commit in a relationship, or if you're trying to stabilize your financial situation, Venus in Capricorn is great for that. And with Venus in Capricorn going down in your 3rd house, it probably has a lot to do with your mindset, how you think about money, how you think about relationships. It may even urge you to learn things about money and relationships, things that will add value to your work, things that will sort of direct you to achieve more stability when it comes to relationships and money. Either way, this transit is great for learning, and it's great for thinking of a master plan when it comes to Venusian-like things. All right. Thereafter, we have the full moon of the month, which is going down in the sign of Taurus. And this is happening in your 7th house of partnerships and commitment. So full moons illuminate and they culminate. And in a sign like Taurus, Taurus likes to be stable and grounded. So under this full moon, it wouldn't surprise me if perhaps you get engaged, if you solidify a relationship, if you make it official, right? Could also be for business relationships as well. So it could be signing on the dotted line. It could be signing a product deal. It could be user generated content. It could be a brand deal, sponsorships. All of those things are really up for grabs at this full moon in Taurus. Now, apart from culminating, the full moon also illuminates. And so your partnerships are going to be illuminated at this time. And sort of what they're made of, what they consist of, how stable are they, is definitely going to be shown to you at this full moon. Thereafter, we have Saturn going direct in Pisces, and this is happening in your fifth house of self expression, romance, and children. So, Saturn direct in Pisces is really about making your dreams a reality. Pisces is all about dreaming, it's all about imagination. Okay. And with Saturn in Pisces, it's like, okay, I understand this dream, I understand this fantasy, but Saturn is all about reality. Saturn is all about structure, it's all about stability. So, when you put those two together, you have the ability to really add structure and stability to your dreams. And with this happening in your fifth house, this could be with a romance. Now, typically, your fifth house has to do with dating. So it's not necessarily committed relationships, more so dating, fun, romance, more of a casual kind of nature, right? But this could be, perhaps now you're dating someone steadily, or perhaps the values that you have or the ideals that you have when it comes to romance are actually being fulfilled, right? This could also have something to do with children. So this could be establishing a structure with children. Maybe, the fifth house has a lot to do with conception of children, like actually giving birth to children. So this could be something like having a dream to conceive children, then perhaps undergoing IVF, right? Any of those things are up for grabs with this particular transit, but essentially it's making your dreams a reality. And it has to do with your romantic relationships or even your self expression and creativity. Next, we've got Pluto entering Aquarius, and this is happening in your fourth house of home and family. Now, Pluto entering Aquarius is sort of the star of the astrological show for 2024. It's a huge deal. Pluto in Aquarius is a new era, it's a new age, it's a new generation. And so Pluto actually first entered Aquarius back in January, but then back in September, it retrograded back into Capricorn. And now in November, it will enter Aquarius for good. And when I say for good, I mean for good, because Pluto will not be in this placement again for another 250 years. So when it comes to Pluto and Aquarius, this is happening in your fourth house. And Pluto is all about transformation. It's all about death, rebirth, regeneration. And this is definitely happening in your fourth house of home and family. So this could be moving, relocating, perhaps reconstructing a house or even constructing a house. This could also mean changes within the structure of your family, right? Maybe there are new people being added to the family, whether by marriage or by birth. Maybe there's just a change in, the hierarchy of family. Either way, get comfortable with the area of life concerning home and family, because this is where you're going to be undergoing a transformation for the next 20 years. And understand that the way Pluto works is that it's a slow burn. This isn't anything that's going to happen overnight, but this is the area of life that is going to be transformed. Take notes, because how your home and family life is now will undoubtedly be remarkably different in 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So journal and take notes, because this is evolution at work. Thereafter, we have the sun moving into Sagittarius, and this is happening in your second house of money and material possessions. And so, like I mentioned before, when the sun is in Sag, money is on your mind. You're thinking big picture. It's like, okay, I want to be a billionaire. I want to own multiple businesses and homes. I want to own a yacht. Sun in Sagittarius gets us to tap into our imagination. It's like an eagle soaring over the forest, right? You've got like a 30,000 foot view. And so there's this energy of spirituality, of, this ethereal nature to Sagittarius that allows us to think big and dream big. And when the sun is in Sagittarius, we are allowed to live larger than life. And with this happening in your second house, make sure that you don't put any limits on how you make money or even what you believe about money. It's time to take a broader view. It's time to expand and stretch your mind to include the beliefs that include the dreams that you have for your financial situation. Sagittarius season is going to serve that up to you on a silver platter. And then we close out the month with our favorite. Mercury will be going retrograde in Sagittarius. Now, I said before to get a little comfortable because Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius for a little while, and it's because Mercury will be retrograde. So, money matters are a thing in November. And again, it's sort of taking the limitations off of your beliefs when it comes to money, your financial situation, even issues regarding your self worth, the values that you have in your life, and your self esteem. It's time for you to think bigger. It's time for you to broaden your horizons when it comes to money and your possessions, right? Now, Sagittarius has a lot to do with travel. So perhaps when Mercury and the Sun are both in Sagittarius, this might be a great time for you to get your money together for a trip. Perhaps a trip that's to an exotic location, someplace far, someplace you've never been. That's definitely something that you want to think about. Now, with Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, this allows you to revisit any big dreams you had about money. Maybe some of the dreams you had in the past, you didn't have time for them, you didn't have the resources, you didn't have the bandwidth to really give them attention. Mercury going retrograde in Sagittarius will allow you to revisit those things and put those dreams back in your mental queue. I love that for you. All right. So now that we've talked about the astrology, oh, and if you want to know more about the astrology for the month, I'll also link the November 2024 monthly astro forecast in the description below so that you can check that out after this video, of course. And so now let's get into some important dates within the month of November that you will want to pay attention to. All right. So, as a Scorpio, specifically as a Scorpio rising, your ruling planets are Mars and Pluto. So, whatever Mars and Pluto are doing in the sky currently, and whatever Mars and Pluto are doing in your natal chart, are always going to be of utmost importance to you. So, the following dates represent the transits of Mars and Pluto throughout the month of November. All right. So, the first date you'll want to pay attention to is November 1st. This is when we have a new moon in your sign of Scorpio. Like I said, that is the time when you are going to want to reinvent yourself and transform as only a Scorpio can do. Thereafter, you're going to want to pay attention to November 2nd. This is when Mercury will sextile Pluto. So Mercury sextile Pluto really gives you the opportunity to transform your mindset in a very tangible and realistic sort of way. So if you want to do something different, have something different, I feel like Mercury sextile Pluto is really going to influence you to change how you think. And that's happening on November 2nd. The next day that you're going to want to pay attention to is November 3rd. This is when Mars will enter Leo and when Mars will oppose Pluto. So Mars in Leo is your 10th house of career, all right? And so, again, I think I mentioned this before, but if you're trying to start something new and do it in a bold and dynamic way in your career sector, Mars in Leo is going to give you the confidence that you need. Now, at the same time, Mars is going to be opposing Pluto. So Mars will be in Leo in your 10th house. Pluto will be in Capricorn, or should I say Aquarius, in your 4th house. So this is sort of a seesaw kind of energy, and it's going to be pulling you in two different directions. In one sense, you're going to be really gung-ho about starting something new with your career. However, on the other hand, with Pluto in your 4th house, changes are happening at home that may really require your attention. So it's like this dichotomy between your career and your public life and your home and your private life. And this transit is actually going to be going on for quite some time. So over the next couple of months, this is a recurring theme that's going to be happening. So it really will benefit you to find a happy medium between the two, right? That's the best way to deal with oppositions. Thereafter, you're going to want to pay attention to November 17th. This is when Mars will trine the North Node. This is like right place, right time, or doing or taking the right action to put you on the right track. So the North Node is the North Star. It's your destiny. And with Mars trine the North Node, it's like receiving like a download, having inspired action to do exactly what you need to do to get to where you need to go, and being unapologetic and bold about it. Now, because Mars will be in your 10th house of career and public life, this could very much have to do with your career or your life purpose or even your soul's mission. So pay attention to what transpires around November 17th. It will likely guide you exactly in the right direction. Thereafter, you're going to want to pay attention to November 19th. Your ruling planet, or one of your ruling planets, Pluto, will be entering Aquarius for good. And this is happening in your fourth house of home and family. And I really spoke about that before, but this is the area of life that's going to be undergoing a serious transformation over the next 20 years. Thereafter, you're going to want to pay attention to November 21st. This is when the sun will sextile Pluto. Now, at this point, the sun will have just entered Sagittarius and Pluto will have just entered Aquarius. And so this has a lot to do with your fourth house and your second house, home, family, and money. This transit is going to provide opportunities, probably beneficial opportunities when it comes to those two areas of life. This could be starting a home business. This could be transforming a piece of your property for an office, or, something having to do with a new income stream with family. Maybe this is an opportunity to start working with your family members and opening a business. Sky's the limit when it comes to how this particular transit can transpire. But either way, around November 21st, take notice of what opportunities come about, especially as they relate to money, your finances, home, and family. And then finally, you're going to want to pay attention to November 27th. This is when the sun will trine Mars. And so again, Mars is going to be in your 10th house of career. The sun will be in Sagittarius. And so Sagittarius is your second house of money, material possessions. So this is going to be a great day for career and for money. This could be a promotion. This could be a new client. This could be starting a YouTube channel. This could really be putting yourself out there, publishing an ebook or anything like that. Could really enhance your bottom line. It could enhance your exposure, or it could take your career to new heights. So you're going to want to circle November 27th because that is going to be a gold star day. All right. And those are the dates that you'll want to pay attention to this month. Now let's get into a brief message for you from Spirit for the month of November. All right, my loves. So the card that I pulled for you for this month is entitled Fate. It is number 10. It is associated with Jupiter, and it is akin to the Wheel of Fortune card in the Tarot. So the tables are turning for you in a great way, in an absolutely fabulous kind of way. Abundance is not only a birthright, but it's here for you this month. And I'm hearing Spirit say, it's about time. Or maybe it's you saying this, right? When it finally comes to your lap, when it finally falls in your lap, you're like, it's about damn time. Something you've been waiting on. It could be some sort of manifestation. It could be some sort of goal, which at first seemed so far away, is about to fall into your lap because it's all about divine timing. And it looks like time is up this month. And so enjoy it. I love this for you because, again, the beginning half of the month is all about you. It's that rebirth. And it's like this fortune, this abundance is finding you because you were not afraid to change. Scorpio energy is never afraid to change. Like change, transformation, that's just how you are wired, right? But there's something about this change happening now that results in this almost immediate abundance. And it's destined, it's fated, it's a result of divine timing. So enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest. You have truly earned it. All right, my love. So that concludes this video on the November 2024 monthly astro forecast for the sign of Scorpio. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important piece of information that you can use going into November and beyond. For information on all of my products and services, including my free live workshop on how to read your natal chart, which I do every 2 weeks, And again, it's absolutely free. That'll be linked to the video and in the description box below. Oh, and also, my books are open exclusively between now and January 1st for my 2025 year ahead reading. Now, this reading is everything, and I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, but it is. It's astrology, it's numerology. We look at your natal chart, the transits. Every and any important happening in 2025 will be explained to you in full detail. This is the reading of all readings to get you prepared for the upcoming year. And this is the reading that I am focusing on exclusively from now until the end of the year. Spots are filling up very quickly. So if you are interested, the link will also be in the description box below and tagged to the video. All right, my loves, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.